You won't believe what happened at the gym one ordinary afternoon. Something that started as a simple clash, but quickly turned into a moment no one there will forget. It all began when a well-known MMA star, rich and famous, walked into the gym with all the confidence money and fame could buy. He was the kind of guy who had the looks, the skill, and the ego to match. Everyone admired him from afar, but he had a habit of looking down on people who didn't fit into his world, especially those who didn't seem like they belonged in a place like that. Then there was her, a simple woman who came to the gym just to stay fit, not to show off or prove anything. She wasn't flashy, didn't have the crowd around her, and certainly wasn't looking for trouble. But somehow, the rich MMA star spotted her, and instead of just ignoring her, he decided to mock her right there in front of everyone. His words were sharp, full of sneers and sneaky jokes meant to humiliate her. You could feel the tension in the air, like something was about to explode. What happened next was shocking. The woman didn't just take it. She didn't walk away. She stared him down, calm and steady, like she was hiding something powerful underneath that quiet surface. Everyone watching held their breath, unsure what she was going to do. The gym, usually full of noise and energy, suddenly felt still, as if waiting for a storm. The next day, everything changed. The rich MMA star walked into the gym again, but this time he didn't expect what came next. In less than 10 seconds, the entire story flipped in a way no one saw coming. But how? What happened that shocked the star and everyone else? Stay tuned to find out the day before the unexpected showdown. The gym buzzed with the usual energy, people pushing through their workouts, trainers coaching clients, and music pumping through the speakers. But there was something different about this visit from the MMA star. He moved through the gym like he owned the place, flashing that confident smile that had earned him fans all over the world. Yet, behind that smile was a sharp edge, a quick temper that didn't take well to anyone who didn't meet his standards. The simple woman who caught his attention was just trying to get through her routine. She wasn't a fighter, at least not in the way he was. She worked a regular job, lived a quiet life, and only came to the gym to relieve stress and keep healthy. Yet, there was an unmistakable strength about her, not just physical, but something in the way she carried herself. Calm, focused, and unbothered by the flashy world around her. When the MMA star mocked her, it wasn't just words thrown in passing. It was a challenge wrapped in arrogance. He expected her to shrink away, to feel small and embarrassed like others might have. But instead, she held her ground, meeting his gaze without a flicker of fear. It left people wondering, who was this woman really? And what was she capable of? Whispers spread around the gym. Some said she had a hidden past, maybe even some kind of training no one knew about. Others thought she was just lucky or brave, but luck alone wouldn't explain what happened the next day. The tension between the two had grown thicker, turning the gym into a silent battlefield. As the star prepared for his usual workout the next morning, no one could guess that in less than 10 seconds, everything would change. But what exactly happened in those 10 seconds? And what secret was this simple woman hiding that shocked everyone? The answers are coming, but not yet. As the days passed, the story of the rich MMA star and the quiet woman became the talk of the gym. Some members admired the star's confidence and success, while others started to question his attitude. Meanwhile, the woman kept to herself, focusing on her workouts, but every now and then, a flicker of something more appeared in her eyes, hint that she wasn't just an ordinary gym-goer. There was more beneath the surface than anyone could guess. A few trainers whispered about her background, saying she had once trained in martial arts long ago, maybe even competed at some level, but had stepped away for reasons no one knew. Others thought she might have been through something tough that made her strong in ways beyond physical strength. The MMA star, on the other hand, seemed more restless than usual. His usual bravado was tinged with a hint of uncertainty, and those close to him noticed he was spending extra time preparing, as if he sensed the quiet woman was a challenge he couldn't ignore. His ego wouldn't let him back down, not when. He had been the center of attention for so long. Around the gym, conversations shifted. Some people started taking sides. Was the star just a bully, or was the woman hiding skills that could change everything? Subplots formed as people speculated about what might happen if they ever faced off. Trainers began giving advice to both. Of them, some warning the star to be careful, others encouraging the woman to trust her instincts. The tension built not just between these two, but in the entire atmosphere of the gym. It was no longer just about workouts and fitness, it was about pride, respect, and the unexpected power of someone who looked ordinary but wasn't. Everyone waited, wondering who would make the first move and what the outcome would be. The mystery deepened. What was the real story behind this simple woman? Why did the MMA star feel threatened? And what was about to unfold that could change the game forever? The answers were still out there, just beyond reach. The day of the confrontation arrived quietly at first, but the atmosphere in the gym was charged with an electric tension no one could ignore. The usual clatter of weights and hum of conversations seemed distant, like the world had narrowed down to just two people, the rich MMA star and the simple woman who had been quietly preparing all along. The star showed up with that familiar, confident swagger, but now there was a flicker of something else in his eyes, maybe a hint of doubt, or maybe respect he refused to admit. He glanced around, noticing how the other gym members watched him, waiting to see what would happen. For the first time, the spotlight felt heavier. On the other side, the woman moved with calm purpose. There was no rush in her steps, no need to prove herself to anyone but the silent voice inside her that knew this moment was coming. Her focus was sharp, her body relaxed but ready. She wasn't just a simple gym-goer anymore. She was a challenger, and every second brought her closer to showing what she was truly capable of. Whispers spread like wildfire. Had she trained in secret? Was she hiding a powerful skill set that could turn the tables in seconds? People remembered the way she had stood up to the star the day before, not with words, but with a calm that said she wasn't afraid. The MMA star tightened his gloves, feeling the weight of expectations and the sting of the mockery he had thrown. This wasn't just about pride anymore, it was about proving who deserved respect. Around them, the gym fell into an almost eerie silence. Cameras were out, phones ready. Everyone craving the showdown they knew was about to explode. As they faced each other, time seemed to slow. The tension was so thick, you could almost cut it with a knife. Both knew what was at stake, not just a fight, but the clash of worlds, the battle between ego and quiet strength. Then, with a breath held by everyone watching, the moment came. But what exactly happened in those first 10 seconds? The answer was about to shock everyone, but for now, the tension held tight, waiting to break. Just as the crowd held its breath and the two were about to engage, something unexpected happened, something no one saw coming. The simple woman, who had been so calm and composed, suddenly paused, her eyes locking onto the MMA stars with an intensity that sent a ripple through the gym. It wasn't just about proving a point anymore. There was something deeper at play. Then, out of nowhere, the MMA star's phone buzzed loudly. He glanced down, and his confident facade flickered for a split second. A message appeared on the screen, one that clearly shook him. Whispers started spreading. Was there a secret from his past finally catching up? Had the quiet woman's calm exterior hidden a connection to him that no one had guessed? The gym's atmosphere shifted instantly. The rich MMA star's usual bravado was replaced by something more vulnerable, while the woman's expression softened ever so slightly, like she knew more than she had let on before. Suddenly, their rivalry wasn't just about a fight in the ring, it was tangled with old stories, hidden truths, and unresolved tensions nobody expected. Some members in the gym started to realize this wasn't just a battle of strength or skill, it was personal. The simple woman wasn't just knocking down ego. She was unearthing secrets, and the stakes had grown much higher than anyone imagined. What had once seemed like a quick mockery had turned into a high-stakes drama, with pride, past wounds, and maybe even betrayal hanging in the balance as the seconds ticked closer to that explosive moment. The tension reached a fever pitch. The question wasn't just who would win, it was what would be revealed next. What was the secret behind the sudden message? And how would this twist change everything for both of them? The gym fell silent once again, waiting for the next move, the next word, the moment when everything would change. As the tension in the gym reached its peak, the simple woman took a slow, deliberate step forward. The rich MMA star squared up, ready to defend not just his pride but his carefully built reputation. But instead of launching a wild attack, she moved with calm precision, her years of hidden training suddenly clear to everyone watching. In less than 10 seconds, she delivered a powerful, perfectly timed strike that caught him completely off guard. The crowd gasped as the star hit the mat, stunned and speechless. The gym erupted in whispers and shocked glances. No one expected the quiet woman to have such skill, especially against someone so famous and confident. But as the MMA star slowly got up, something unexpected happened. He didn't lash out in anger or shame. Instead, he looked at her with a mixture of respect and something else, maybe relief. Then, the truth came out. The message that had shaken him was from an old coach, reminding him that his biggest challenge wasn't this fight, it was facing the mistakes he'd made in the past. The woman stepped forward and revealed she wasn't just a random gym member. She was someone he had crossed paths with years ago, in a much different setting, someone who had once been his equal, maybe even his better, before life had taken them down very different roads. The fight wasn't just about the moment in the gym. It was about facing the consequences of pride, arrogance, and the choices that shape us. The woman's knockout wasn't just physical, it was a wake-up call for the star to rethink who he was beyond the fame and money. But just when it seemed like the story had reached its end, the star glanced at his phone one last time. Another message popped up, this one hinting at something bigger, a challenge that went far beyond the gym walls. The real battle, it seemed, was only just beginning. After that shocking moment in the gym, things changed for both the rich MMA star and the simple woman. The star, once full of arrogance and confidence, began to see things differently. That knockout wasn't just a physical defeat. It was a lesson in humility and respect. Slowly, he started opening up, realizing that true strength isn't just about fame or money, but about character and the way you treat others. The woman, too, found her life shifting. She hadn't sought attention or revenge. She just wanted to prove that no one should be judged by appearances or status. Her quiet strength inspired many around the gym, people who might have felt overlooked or underestimated. Her story showed that courage can come from the most unexpected places, and that sometimes the biggest battles happen inside. In the days that followed, the gym buzzed with a new energy. The MMA star and the woman began to talk more openly, sharing their pasts and the challenges they had faced. Their rivalry softened into mutual respect. It wasn't about proving who was better anymore. It was about learning and growing from the experience. The messages on the star's phone turned out to be a wake-up call for him, reminders to focus on what really mattered beyond the spotlight. He took steps to improve himself, not just as a fighter, but as a person. Meanwhile, the woman's quiet confidence became a symbol of strength for everyone watching. This story reminds us that sometimes the people we least expect can teach us the most important lessons. Pride and status don't guarantee respect. True power comes from humility, kindness, and facing life's challenges head-on. And as for what's next for both of them, well, that's a story for another time. But one thing is clear, neither will ever be the same again.